hang on.
함께하는
Okay, yeah. No, it's
이
there.
아름다운 자연의 운치도
It's
날 돋보이게 하는
connected.
배경에 불과하다.
For a second, I almost forgot which hotkey was my microphone. Hey, Ratchet, what's up? Let's see. Hang on. Just gonna double check. Okay, yeah. Oh. My controller is showing its aging. Whenever I flick the left stick forward a little too hard. Yeah, see, it forces my character to look back. Fortunately, it's only Genshin that does this. Genshin apparently is very sensitive. It's like very responsive on the movement. Every other game is fine. Anywho. I'm just gonna wander around, have fun, slay some enemies. Just for fun. Wait. Yeah. Just for fun. So I've been hearing that Crimson Desert, or I got the gist of what Crimson Desert and how people have been responding to the game, or not respond, more like, what's the better word? Like their reactions, their opinions on it. And yeah, I think I got the gist of it. It's a game that's so bad that it's good. And I was on the nose when I saw that control overview and people were like, what the fudge are these control schemes? Hence why I said I think it's better to play it on PC. And while Xbox and PlayStation can use keyboards, mouse and keyboard, but from what I've heard on PlayStation, there's lag. Xbox, I don't know about Xbox. I don't know how reliable it is when you connect a mouse and keyboard. Unless there's a dedicated like Xbox, Microsoft brand peripheral mouse and keyboard that connects the Xbox with no issues, then that's fine. But if you ask me, I honestly prefer wired connection. And I know wireless Bluetooth is kind of like the norm, but you know what you have to deal with Bluetooth? Latency inputs, connection problems, connection troubleshoots. And depending on how much money you're willing to spend on a Bluetooth device, you may have a keyboard and a mouse that doesn't require doesn't require batteries, or it does have one where you have to keep buying AA batteries. So charger based and non-charger based. I have a mouse and keyboard that I bought for my laptop, and I was like, yeah, just go wired. I don't want to. The last time I had a wireless I had a wireless keyboard. Last time I had a wireless keyboard and mouse for both Windows and Mac, it was just double A battery packs uh, every few months or something, or depending on, you know, how many I buy in packs. Or I should really say, one trip to a Costco where you can get a bundle, large packs of batteries for, you know, for less.
가족비 그림자 갈가질
So yeah. Yeah, at least with Wired, you have to deal with, you know, the constant wires that are dangling. The wires that are dangling, getting tangled on other wires. Yeah, well, I'm not having that issue. Excuse me. Doesn't absorb. She doesn't absorb it. She takes one giant step. Traveler barely takes takes a large leap. Okay, that not bad for a 3-star character. Anyways, yeah, Crimson Desert. Apparently, there is a large number of people playing it on Steam, more than any other games that have came out recently. Once again, a game that is so bad, they just can't get enough of it. They just want to keep. Some people just want to keep playing more of it. And you know what? I can relate. Tower Fantasy. Yes, Tower Fantasy. I can roast that game 1,000 times, and it gets old real quick. But I'm just saying, that's a game that I can relate to. And hell, I've played a lot of bad Nintendo 64 games, or at least bad based according to game journalists. But me, I played lots of N64 games, some bunch of random PS1 games back then, and I still enjoyed them. And speaking of Tower Fantasy, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Hota Studios' next game, they actually had a release date they showed last month. That other game, what's it called? Neverness to Everness. Still a stupid name, but hey, yeah, they got a release date and it's coming out at the end of April. And they just started doing pre-orders. It is free to play, so what the hell does a live service game have pre-orders? What does one offer in a pre-order? Oh yeah, you know, the typical, you get 2 free polls, a bunch of resources to get your character up to speed on level caps, and yeah, you know, a lot of live service games do that. And from what I've heard from a lot of people who played the recent closed beta, it looks like Hota Studios has learned a lot from their last game and from their early testings. So the complaints were mostly like people just said like it takes too long to do bosses. Some of the elemental reactions just weren't functioning properly. I mean, that's why they're called betas and alphas. And yes, that's what Hoto Studio is doing now. They want to do the exact same thing as what Genshin's elemental reaction does. So yeah, if you played Genshin, well, at least you'll be more familiar with that mechanic.
받아라. 빼앗아주마.
My controller. There are spoilers and not so spoilers. Posters of Mario Galaxy movie. Oh yeah. That I did hear about. In fact, actually, there was one. I don't know if it was from the official. Well, actually, I already fell for one thing because a lot of people are talking about it. Except I don't know if it's really a spoiler, right? Because we already do know characters like, who is it? Wart is gonna be in there. But yes, I am aware there are like more other characters past Wart. But yeah, no, I've seen a few. I've only seen one clip because, again, YouTube algorithm. But other than that, nothing major spoilers. So at least I'm safe from that. People just cannot wait one week, can they?
타깃은 너다.
1 week. It's amazing. Well, you know what people say. They just want that Twitter. No, not Twitter. Sorry, clickbait. Everybody wants them clickbaits, viewer counts. So it's the same rodeo. Of course, that's why people would go out of their way to spoil a lot of things. Shame. But hey, what's stopping people from, not clicking them? It's like one of those spam emails. You know it's a spam, so you just don't click it. You know it's a spoiler, so don't click it. So, those Twitter and YouTube losers don't get the views. The only people who definitely fall for that are the youngsters today. The Gen Zs. It's a huge spoiler of a special character that'll be in the movie. Okay. So it's that level of spoiler. Even when you say that, I can't even think of a character that would be a huge spoiler. But that better not to think about it. And speaking of which, Xbox. Like, change of subject here. Xbox had their little presentation today. Couple of games coming out for Game Pass. I heard RGG Studios is making yet another game that's not Yakuza. And yeah, it's a whole new IP, but it has elements, definitely. What's it called? Something of Heaven? Yeah. What was it? It's a partner showcase, so pretty much most of those games that was shown today it's all third party. It's also coming out on Steam and PlayStation. Oh, and among the list, yes, I did see it. And I said it a long time ago that Kuro Games, if they want to compete with Hoyoverse, they got to release their latest popular hack and slash game on Xbox, and they did it. And I'm here, sitting here, saying, like, "Yep, I knew it. They had to do it." No ifs, no buts. Just it was just a simple call. A simple strategic moment in the live service game industry when you want to play it safe. When you want to play it safe, you just want to port it on, not too many, not on many consoles. And yeah, if it does well, then yes, with the budget, the profits that you make, yes, then you can release it on other platforms. Well, anything except for Switch 1. Genshin Switch 1, yeah, no. But yeah, Wuthering Waves coming to Xbox. Predictable. Predictable. So, if anybody is interested in getting into Wuthering Waves, just know this: the game does have elements to play with, but it is not like Genshin's elemental reactions. It is its own kind of thing.
어딜 도망가? 다내 거야.
Now, I already said my piece about Wuthering Waves. I did give the game a second chance. It was slowly getting to me, like I was kind of like invested into it. But then I just stopped because somehow, some way, it didn't feel free to play friendly whatsoever. And not only that, the grind is ridiculous. Like, even the grinding feels fast. Like, it gets the job done. But at the same time, it's... How do I say it? You know what? Put it in a quick example. If I remember. So you know how in Genshin here, when you go to a domain, it costs you like 20 to get an artifact and whatnot. Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves is like, it doubles the amount. That's what I mean by how the pacing on the grind is like, it gets the job done, you get your dailies done, but you'll get your loot in less amounts or something like that. And not only that, the one thing I will say in positivity of Wuthering Waves, is, how do I say it? Okay, so it has it has the exact same thing as artifacts in Genshin, but instead of like inanimate objects, it's the monster collecting. Yes, the Wuthering Waves does have, in a way, kind of like a Pokemon-like element, which is just basically capturing animals or the creatures, and you use said creatures to as equipment and as summon. One slot lets you use them as a summon, but at the same time it also doubles down as like your equipment. And just like Genshin, there's like a set. Like, if you select all 5 pieces, you get this side bonus. If you get 2 pieces, no, it's 2 and 4. Yeah, if you get two pieces of the same element, then you get this bonus. 4, you get that additional bonus, And yes, just like Genshin, it does have like recommendations, so you get an idea on what element, which recommendations you can go for. So yes, there is still some player optimization, some hand holding guidance to tell you what is best for this character and such. But the grind, it feels like, well, maybe to be fair, it's because I'm so far behind with the game, yeah. But I swear, like when I spend 1 week dedicating on like leveling up one character, grinding for the leveling up the monsters and leveling up the weapons, the grind just, it's like you feel like you earned a lot, but not really, because it's like you, how do I, it's like you think you earned a lot of loot. You grinded so much. But once you start using the materials, the resources, you gain so little. And basically it's like, okay, well, the grind continues for another week. And maybe that's just once again me being an even Steven, but I swear I actually did try. I did try dedicating leveling up one character at a time, and it took so long, so many, a week and a half for one character to level up to whatever, a cap. And then I had to do the same for weapons and then the monster collecting. And yes, just like with artifacts, the monster collecting, you can get monsters outside of domains. Yes, you can do that. But just like artifacts and every other loot game, the RNG is there. So, you might get one that has crit rate, crit damage, some elemental bonus damage you need for your character, but nah, you somehow the gacha rating for that just feels worse than Genshin. Or, I don't know, maybe that's just me. And what else? Also, and I think it's just a PlayStation issue. So I am using wired connection. In fact, as you see from, if you can see it up there, my connection right now on Genshin, 28 MS. I don't know what MS stands for. Tower of Fantasy is at 58, which isn't in the yellow or red, nowhere close to the red. It's still in the green, yet somehow the game has latency input. So even when I'm doing like a combo with multi-hits, sometimes it takes a while to register the damage by like half a second or something, rather than how it's instant in Genshin or your normal hack and slash game. There shouldn't be a latency. Plus, the frame rate kind of drops a little bit. I don't mind frame rate drops, like as long as it's not like, as long as it's not like badly optimized, which it isn't. But I'm just saying, like, compared to Genshin, I'd say Genshin still, even 5 years later, this game still keeps the connection smooth. And somehow 1 year with Wuthering Waves, it doesn't. It can't even do that. That's why even when after I came back to give the game a second shot, I thought that the optimization would improve. Surprisingly, it didn't. And I'm like, huh. How could they not improve the connection? Anyways. And then along comes... Let's see, the gacha with characters and weapons are the same as Genshin. So, or any other gacha game, so that's normal. I will say though, so just like with any other newer gacha games, you know how you have that one banner where it's like ZZZ, for example, as a recent new game. So you know how they have like this one standard banner, and they'll tell you, hey, if you pull 300, if you do 300, 100 pulls, whatever, you get to freely choose a character of your choice. So yes, Wuthering Waves does have that, but the choices, I feel like they're not so great. Like some of the characters may be useful, but but there's gonna be like, to me at least, 3 out of the 5 characters seemed irrelevant to use, either through power creeping purposes or I don't know, maybe it's just their gameplay just didn't feel great. Like one of the characters I freely chose was the only healer I had, and she was okay. She provided shield, but her healing was so bad. I feel like all the Wuthering Wave characters' healing was so bleh. Like for example, I have a character that has like half health, so I have to have a healer. And mind you, Wuthering Waves is a game where you're only allowed to have 3 characters. Why? Well, I don't know. I don't understand why we have RPGs that, and even beat 'em ups where 3 players is the norm. Why is it always 3 players or 3 characters? Why not 4? What happened to 4? Is 4 a bad number now? Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, so I have characters that are like low health, and then I have 1 healer, but the healing only does like, I'd say less than 20% recovery. Now, yes, maybe that's because at the time I didn't have any monsters to equip to improve the healing. But once I did, it still felt so bare bone and minimum. Meanwhile, Genshin, I feel like every healer in this game can do huge amounts of healing. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody at Kuro Games thought to make the game challenging, the healers should do less healing. I don't know. It just, that's not. Of all the games, RPG games I play where they have healers, they do more than 20%, Kuro Games. Or, hey, maybe they changed that, or improved that. Maybe there's a new character right now in Wuthering Waves that has better healing. But yeah, from my gameplay time, my experience, I was like, this ain't it, Chief. So, sort of a me problem. Every time my character takes a hit, I immediately have to like heal. But somehow, some way, I recover less health, but I'm receiving more damage, and my healing cannot keep up with that. But let's talk about the positive for a bit here. So Wuthering Waves does some things that does better than Genshin, such as time dodges and parrying. Although parrying, I'm not a fan of how Wuthering Wave does it. So parrying, you have to strike the enemy at the same time when they strike you. But it's not like something you can do it freely. It's when you see this outer ring shrink in on a boss. And yeah, it only applies to like stronger enemies. So yeah, it's like an effect you have to trigger when you see it coming. And yeah, parrying is kind of like essential because bosses in Wuthering Waves have like a stun gauge. You have to reach it all the way, and then stun gauge reaches the 100%. Bosses go, they get incapacitated for a bit, exhausted, and then that's the moment where you have to. It like ZZZ actually, yeah, it's like that. So yeah, parrying can be satisfying when you pull it off, as long as you're playing it on PC, because again, PlayStation latency, or PlayStation version has some weird latency sometimes. And then the time dodging, I like games that have time dodges where things go slow-mo and then your character has like a direct counterattack. Yeah, ZZZ in a way does that too. So again, it's the feeling you get when you either parry or do a perfect dodge. If it's like a risk and reward system where when you do it, you feel it. You can feel it in your hand, and it's not just the controller, but what do you call that? That meme with when your brain explodes in a good way, like that kind of feeling. What else? Exploration, like traversing in the open world. Okay, I know I said I want to talk about the positives, but let me just quickly talk about how Wuthering Waves kind of backhands its exploration. So when it first came out, it was pretty much like trying to prove that it's better than Genshin, such as rather than climbing up a mountain like, like this, Wuthering Wave characters can just run up the wall. They don't need to climb. You can climb if you want to go slow, but when you want to go in a hurry, you can spend your stamina or whatever stamina you have to just run up the wall. So there's that. There was something else I wanted to add in with that. Climbing. Oh yeah, and then those buildings in like Leeway where their rooftops, they get in the way as you're like climbing. Wuthering Waves once again trying to slap Genshin in the face by showing that your characters when they're climbing up against those kind of like buildings, they can actually somehow flip and climb up that ledge. So, it's like you don't have to worry about those ledges that are blocking your way as you're climbing up. However, when I got back into the game, I was given a tutorial mission where the game freely gives you a glider. And no, not this kind of glider. Not like this. The game, technically Wuthering Waves already has that by default, of course. I'm talking about actual wing gliders where you can freely fly and play like it's Super Mario 64 wing cap. And I'm like, then what's the point of the whole idea about climbing or running up walls then? It's just like my argument with Tower Fantasy, where that game tries to poke fun of Genshin with the climbing by immediately giving you a grappling hook where you can just lock on and attach to the wall and then just get up to the top. And then they give you a jetpack as well, where you can get a head start flying up. Whereas in Genshin, you need what's his face. You either need a few characters like where is he? I think I put him like Venti. Venti has like that mechanic where he can give you a boost flying up, which is like a character lock mechanic. And then yes, there's that one item that I'm sure you all forgotten. This thing, the wind catcher. It works the same way as Venti's skill, but doesn't give you enough height. Like it's like half of Venti's air boost. So yeah, Wuthering Waves just does something silly by doing that. Like 1 minute it's like, oh yeah, climbing's no problem. So here's a glider where you can just fly freely. But yes, you do have stamina, but it kind of like beats the purpose of the game being, all about exploration and rock climbing. In fact, ever since I unlocked that glider, I was like flying all over the place, and I thought, oh yeah, that's very convenient, but I'm skipping a lot of things like treasures, and because the game has Hedgehog Engine 2 like rendering problems, pop in, pop outs, there are some like again puzzles that I'm like skipping and enemies that I'm flying over, and it's like, oh man, this is a double-edged sword. And guess what happened next? after I left the game, a couple of months later, Wuthering Waves announces they're gonna give players motorcycles. And it's like, now that beats the purpose of sprinting, of like freely exploring. I mean, yes, that option is still given to you. You just don't ride the bike, but then it's like, why you what? Like, this sounds like an improvement, but it's like, this is something that should have already been in the game to begin with. That's like if Rockstar added cars in Red Dead Redemption, and then it's like, what's the point of horses then? You just ride the cars then. It's better. That's my point. It's like it beats the purpose of what the game originally was built from day one. So now you're gonna, for Wuthering Wave players, now you have not only do you have a glider where you can freely fly, like Mario 64 style, with the only limit being your stamina, and now you're gonna have not cars, bikes, motorcycles, and it's like, okay, I see the improvement, but which one do you want to go? How do you want to explore the world now? You want to take it to the skies, or go on wheels? Foot? Go on foot? Are you crazy? Let's not go on foot. At least Neverness to Everness is going to give players that option. I mean, except for the one character that's locked behind an ability where you can zero gravity run on walls like Spider-Man. Yeah. But at least Neverness to Everness starts off by allowing you to drive cars. Also, yes, it has GTA elements. I forgot to mention that. Yes, you can be... Actually, I mentioned it before. You can be wanted by the police. And if you... The longer you are on a wanted list, eventually, you get sent to fighting a level 90 police boss fight that you cannot win if you dare try doing that on day one. So yeah, Wuthering Waves, I do see the improvements, but I do kind of question why now? Why suddenly did they give better transportation? I would even if I were to be biased, if Genshin did that, but even I would question Hoyoverse's point of view. Like, if Genshin one day has horses that you can use to explore, then it's like, okay, well, now running around on foot just seems pointless. Oh shoot, wait.
어딜 도망가?
Somebody could argue, well, what about Breath of the Wild and how you get that motorcycle? First of all, that's paid deals. That's locked behind paid DLC. It's not something that you get freely. You have to pay for it, and you have to accomplish the Battles of the Champion. And then when you do get the motorcycle, at first, yes, you think that you no longer need your horses by the time you unlock that. But here's the problem, Sunshine. The motorcycle can be taken almost anywhere, but it runs on fuel. What's the fuel? You can use any material to refuel the motorcycle. Also, the motorcycle does not give you any themes. So if you remember in Breath of the Wild, whenever you're on horses, it actually plays like little jingles and musics. Like in daytime, it plays Zelda's Lullaby, I believe, in very slow motion. It's an Easter egg. But then at night, when you're on a horse, it plays Link's tune. Motorcycle? No tune. No music. No, not even a... Your Sheikah Slate can't even play a radio. So yes, there are things that both the horse and motorcycle can and cannot do. And yeah, It's an optional choice if you want to explore the game with a motorcycle. Is it is it mandatory? No. And yeah, pretty much there are moments as well where you cannot even use the motorcycle because there's like areas where you have to climb. So it's not like the motorcycle isn't essential, you know. I don't know. To me, I feel like the way how Wuthering Waves adds the glider and the motorcycle just feels like they just try to one up Genshin and other gacha games, open world gacha games, just to prove a point or prove that they are better. But here I am questioning, like, why did you add it in now instead of like day one? Or you better design your game to have a reason to use those transportations devices. Otherwise, I don't know. It feels to me like they're just trying to show off. But again, that's my point of view. I'm not expecting everybody to agree with me. Heck, pretty much what I just said probably doesn't make sense whatsoever. I'm pretty sure there's like some contradictory right there. I just don't know how to put it into simple, straight words. It's just, in my head, it's just a little confusing. Like, again, why now? And, you know, does your game design work with those elements? Because I think that's what I should be saying. If you're gonna include motorcycles in your game, then you better have, in the long term, you better design your new regions, your new worlds to have roads that are built for that motorcycle. But if you tell me in Wuthering Waves' case that the motorcycle was only meant for that one city, that one region, for that one major update, like, you know how your 2.0, your 2.0s or 3.0s, whatever, and then it never brought up again in future updates, then yeah, that's a bit of a problem there. I guess then it would just be considered like a region exclusive. Similar to like Genshin, you know, water, you can only swim underwater when you're in Fontaine. But when the next world, which is Natsland, pops up, does underwater exploration continue to be a thing, a function? No. And which is a shame. But then you realize there is a lore as to the reason why Fontaine is the only region in which you can swim underwater. To my understanding, it's because of the Hydro Archon has a blessing in Fontaine where people can swim, breathe underwater, they cannot drown. But outside of that, your blessing outside of Fontaine, Hydro blessing is far beyond her reach. So that's why swimming is not a thing outside of Fontaine. Oh, swimming underwater. But from a gameplay point of view, yeah, it's a mechanic that's exclusive to Fontaine. And you know what's funny? I think it was no coincidence that by the time Fontaine came out, Tower Fantasy, Hota Studios, thought, yeah, we should do that too. Let's have a underwater exploration exclusively to one planet. And then when they tried it, well, I can say, well, once again, Hota Studios thought they could slap Genshin in the face and say our underwater exploration is better. But from my point of view, in my opinion, Tower Fantasy didn't nail it. Instead, it just increased my fears of deep waters. You should really see how they handled it. Like, for example, the combat. Actually, I can talk about Tower Fantasy later. Anyways, so back to Wuthering Waves. Back to the positives. I think you might enjoy. I think people can enjoy the combat once you understand the mechanics, how you can, and especially the monster summons, which I'm sure most people will forget. But trust me, when you remind yourself that you can summon monsters, it will be a mechanic that will be glued into your head. And trust me, like I said, it's essential. Especially on the long term. Character variety, however. Or just characters in general. So, Wuthering Waves kind of suffers from the variety. So, first off, as you already know, Genshin characters, for example, or in comparison, Genshin characters have three different sizes for both male and female. You have, you have the medium-sized characters. Then you have the tall characters, and then you have the short characters. What does Wuthering Wave have? Just short and tall. There is no medium in between whatsoever, as far as I can remember. Maybe there's one, actually. No, she's kind of like almost the same height as the main character, the rover. No, I'm pretty sure there's one at least. But, it's like the character roster size is like, why is there no in between? Why is there only like two sizes? And then, what else? The character designs. I feel like it was better in when Wuthering Waves 1.0 came out. Because as of now, I'm seeing nothing but schoolgirl uniforms, idol uniforms, like just simple, straightforward designs where they don't look too stylish. I mean, they're stylish if they're like in an idol kind of outfit, combat outfit, but I feel like lately the character designs just straight up look like they're going to a gala or, again, going to a university. And I'm like, where is the fashion design? Where is the variety? Because at least look at how Genshin manages to pull that off because of how many regions there are as of now. Sure, maybe in the long run, Wuthering Waves will get more regions, more character variety, but I swear, I saw like when just before they when they launched update 2.0, two of their new characters were just girls in school uniforms, and I'm thinking, wait, what happened? You had a variety of designs in your earlier year, in your first year, and somehow the variety, the style, the fashion just went bare bones. Like, come on. I'm sure those teams can do better. Like, what's that game? Isn't Punishing Gray also a Kuro Games? That game has tons of waifus with tons of variety in fashion and design. But somehow their latest IP that is Wuthering Waves, it cannot achieve that same level. I don't know. Even their latest character that I just saw does not look. Well, it looks fashionable, but somehow in my brain looks so plain. Plain, gala, plain. Is that even a possible terminology? Words I can put in together? Plain dress, plain gala dress? Or maybe it's because it's so predictable. I don't know. Now, I'm sure people will say, well, that's just what a Genshin fan would say. Well, hey, newsflash, I do play other gacha games, and even non-gacha games with character varieties. At least those characters are eye-catching. But if we're talking about more other live service games, I can think of a game already right off the bat that also has variety right now. That best woo-wah. It's called Arc Knights. In fact, straight to the point, Genshin and Arc Knight characters, whenever there's like a new character in Genshin, ZZZ, and Arc Knights, they're very eye-catching to me. Wuthering Waves, in its first year at least, their character design was eye-catching. Now in their 2 point whatever, it's like schoolgirl, girl in a gala dress. Okay. What happened to the rest of the fashion? Where's the rest? Is that all you got now? In fact, yeah, actually now thinking about before 2.0, Wuwa's first year run characters were actually better. Like their designs and everything. It's like, what? How did this happen? How did that happen? What did the designers not smoke enough whatever they were having? Did they not have enough? Still, it's a free-to-play game. If you're curious on trying it out, despite my complaints, again, they are my opinions. Don't let my opinions get the better of you just because I said this and that. You can disagree with them. I don't give a damn because, hey, I at least played the game. But one's opinion, another person's opinion can be different when they try it. And then when they point out that I'm wrong, that's fine. Because most likely maybe I am wrong. And most likely somebody will say, were we playing the same game? Maybe not. Maybe my memory is just so bad. But I guarantee you that that's what I got out of with Wuthering Waves. And yeah, I just slowly just stopped playing the game, started to lose interest. Maybe somebody else's, and of course other people's experiences are definitely better than mine, so yeah, who knows? I mean, not who knows. So yeah, you can try it yourself and then rub it in my face and say I was wrong. But is it going to change my mind? No, of course not. Because yeah, again, at least I played the game. I even gave it a second chance. Played it longer for more than a month and two. And yeah, I said my piece. But I did not go out of my way to say don't play it. No, of course not. You can play it. It's free to play. There's no harm. Just the only harm that comes is when you choose. Your own choices, your own free will, following your own set of rules. That when you spend money yourself on your choice, that's when the harm comes in. And you can only blame yourself for doing so. Oh, the explosion. I guess I should say if you're looking for another hack and slash gotcha game, yes, I would recommend Wuthering Waves. And I guarantee you, your experience. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say guaranteed. That I should say, maybe your experience will be different than mine, for better or for worse. I mean, hey, people to this day do enjoy what's that game? Tower of Fantasy, and people are still playing it.
자줏빛 그림자.
Anyways, change of subject. Or wait, no, I said something. I mentioned that I was going to say something about Tower of Fantasy, but I forgot. Never mind. It's fine. But yeah, change of topic. I went back to play the Metal Gear Revengeance DLC because I got the DLC, and I was like, okay, time to play what I missed out on. What was the big deal between Metal Wolf and Jetstream Sam? And, you know, what was their DLC campaign like? So first off, I'm just going to say it. I don't like the way how you have to find the items to upgrade your maximum health and the energy electrolyte fuel thing. Yeah. Because my time with Metal Wolf was so bad. I even forgot that some of the crates, the ones that are like locked, I actually forgot how you were supposed to unlock them. That wasn't until I played Jetstream Sam's campaign. I was like, wait, did I try using Blade Mode to open those chests? And then when I did, I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, those blue chests contain those upgrades. And I was like, oh man, I played Metal Wolf's campaign wrong. In fact, most of it wrong. Because, aside of missing the upgrades, turns out Metal Wolf's campaign was mostly, by the developer's intention, it was a stealth mission. Because otherwise, when you're up against even the most basic enemies, they will crush you. They will stun lock you. And when it's a combo hit, you can't even break out of it. And I'm like, okay, I think I see where I'm getting at. Or what this campaign was meant to be for. It's supposed to be a callback to Metal Gear, where it's just stealth. And I only found that out halfway through the campaign. But the only time, yeah, where it's not stealth is when you're fighting the boss.
손으론 못 가지. 타깃은 너다.
And yeah. And then when I started playing Jetstream Sam's campaign, I felt like, yep, nope, this is better. In fact, Jetstream Sam's gameplay feels more better than Raiden's. Not only is Jetstream Sam a little, I mean, yeah, he's maybe on the same speed as Raiden, but he has a double jump. He has and parry. He has a charge attack. He definitely breaks enemies more easily, so you can end their Zendatsu quicker than you think. And then yeah, at the end you get to face Armstrong. And yeah, he's definitely more Armstrong was definitely more aggressive in Jetstream Sam's campaign more than Raiden's the main game. The only downside about the campaign is that you don't get a chance to play as those characters outside of their campaigns, like like a Virgil playthrough kind of thing in DMC. Would have loved to have that, but definitely not Metal Wolf. Metal Wolf was clearly not built for the game, since his segment was all stealth. So, which is a shame because I liked Metal Wolf. Just wish he had better combos and didn't get stun locked easily. And yes, his window frame for evading is so small. Hence why direct combat is out of the question. except for the boss, yes, but ugh, they did. I feel like they did some injustice on him. Feel the burn. And yeah, a shame that we'll never get a second revengeance. We'll never know what kind of war Raiden is fighting for himself. But yeah. At least you can still people can still play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance on Xbox and PC Steam. Or even better, if you still own the physical copy on PlayStation and Xbox, then yeah, you still have. You better keep hold of that game. One day, I don't know, Konami might knock on your door and say, "Hey, we want to re-release the game, and we know you still have the original copy. We just need to copy and paste that." I remember my first year playing Genshin. I thought these guys were hard. I would look at my level cap and then look at theirs, and I'm like, oh hell nah. Now it's just, you know, you adapt. You understand frames. You understand when the window opportunity to attack is. And then Dendro came along, and it's like, we'll break the game in half with Dendro. But every year, there's always like a new type of enemy that you will always dread fighting against. And this year, or this coming year of Genshin, yeah, it'll be no different. We'll be entering into the ice cold world, and yeah, expect new enemies. Expect the Cryo Archon to not be taken so lightly. But at least we know one thing: she's not entirely on bad terms with the Traveler, especially after the Doctor situation. The Doctor situation was crazy. As somebody from the Harbinger, everybody among the Harbingers would say. Because it turns out the Doctor never really cared about Her Majesty's law and order. The Doctor had his own set of agendas. He wanted to be God. He wanted complete global saturation. Too bad he's gone. Or at least, is he really gone? Nah, I'm sure he's still out there. He made clones of himself. He did made a deal with the Dendro Archon Nahida, but what if the Doctor found a way to make Nahida not sense one of his clones, like not being detected under her radar somehow, some way. There was a glitch in the epilogue when the whenever a chapter ends in Genshin, you know how it like tells you, you know, chapter ends to be continued. If you remember at the end of that story, there was like a red frame glitch, the same glitch that the doctor kind of represents of him or something like that. Yeah, no, he's still out there. Hoyoverse may have let him play the biggest role of his life, but nah, that's not even peak. He's still out there, and he's gonna continue trying to find ways to play as God. Because I'm pretty sure there's more than one method. And plus, that's not even the worst. That's not even the worst catastrophic thing to worry about. We have the Abyss. We have the lost twin sibling elsewhere. And oh, there it is. I was like trying to look for it. You can't see it because of the sun. We have Celestia to get to at some point, where we fight the god, the heavenly principle, the one related to Paimon. And Paimon will have, when the time comes, Paimon will have her arc, where everything will be revealed. In fact, what's funny is that it's already been revealed. Or people have managed to put together all the theories and turn them into, I mean, not facts, but still, you know, in a way like a theory that is getting close to the answers. But yeah, just expect Paimon to have a breakdown. Trust me. She's gonna find out where her origin comes from. She's gonna, as the kids say, she's gonna crash out. And then she'll remember everything. What her purpose was. But in an anime fashion style, she will still be the Paimon that we all know and love. Our emergency food. Our best travel companion. Although something tells me that'll be in 2 parts. Part 1, she'll crash out, and then guess what? She won't be in your pause menu anymore. Imagine the details they'll go through to do that. Part 1, Paimon truth is revealed. She'll no longer be by your side. She's gone. And then part 2, she'll come back at the end of the story. Or part 3. Because yeah, Genshin stories, Archon Quest can last more than 2 parts. Like, how many parts? 4, 5. Samara has 5. Fontaine has 5. Natlan has 6. 6 chapters. Non-Crate had 7, 8, 9. 9. Oh gosh, how many chapters do you think Paimon's arc is gonna have? Is the event for to explore the upper non-crate still going? Let's see. The Lament of the Cliffside Hollow. Cliffside Hollow, is it? I think so. Yeah, I think it is. For how long though? 11 days, 19 hours from now. So you just need to get it to 80% exploration, which includes, like, you know, opening up treasure chests, doing those race challenges, shooting barrel challenges, you know, those ones. And then, yeah, you have to complete a specific quest, world quest, as it says there, to get that last Primo Gem. 400 free Primo Gems just by doing what you normally would do in this game. Exploring, solving puzzles, doing side quests, doing the world quest. Before you know it, once you get it done, you'll get that free 400 Primo Gems. No biggie. It's like doing your everyday dailies and weeklies in your battle pass. Oh shit, that just reminds me. Isn't that the same countdown day? Yeah, it's the same countdown day as the banners. Ah, shite. No, I shouldn't. I have terrible luck with getting 4-star characters. So no, I definitely should not. I'm saving my Primo Gems for the next banner. Which is in the next few weeks actually, because guess what? Tomorrow is the Genshin special program. Yes, we're already as I predicted earlier this week, we are having our monthly Genshin special program. So practically actually in less than 2 weeks actually, based on the banner here. 11 days, so yeah, less than 2 weeks. So yeah, we already have one new character already revealed. One out of how many? I think there were like 6 new characters that Hoyoverse teased in their lineup of silhouettes. And I think that's it. It's just one character. A new waifu in that actually is coming from non-Cray. I always wonder why Geo was on the top of the list.
현장에 다가갈수록 보도는 진실에 더 가까워지지.
Team Fontaine, CSI Fontaine. But yeah. Get ready and don't forget to check out the special program so you can get the redemption code. Oh, excuse me. And of course, just to see what sort of what the next update contains story-wise. Oi, tin can.
널 체포하겠다. 무기를 버려.
I'm gonna enjoy seeing you burn.
최후 통첩이다.
Oh, apparently one of the silhouettes is a character that's not even present in the picture until you see below the reflection below. and some are saying that it could be the return of Sandron,
청소 시작. 무기를 버려.
our puppet waifu may not actually be dead. Or, I guess dead is putting it too far. More like function? Yeah. She shall function again, but she'll most likely take on a different appearance. Let alone the fact that her memory might be wiped out too. But hey, who knows? Maybe Hoyoverse will pull off a typical anime trope where character forgets, but then they remember through, I don't know, miracles. I don't know. I mean, hey, the same thing happened to what's his name, the Wanderer or Scaramouche.
추출. 최후 통첩이다.
Watch out for the flames.
청소 시작. 무기를 버려.
I wonder if we'll get another character from space, just like Skirk. Skirk is not even from this, from Teyvat. She's from another planet.
버튼 포즈 부탁해. 추출. 손 좀 빌려줘. 자, 핫. 순순히 항복해라. 최후 통첩이다. 청소 시작. 무기를 버려.
As for ZZZ... Oh wait, no, the update just went live not too long ago. It'll be 41 days... No, now 40. 40... No. My last stream was like a day, day before yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, no. So 30, 40, less than 40 days until the next update. But since we already know that the season 2 epilogue is split into 2 parts, yeah, I guess it'll be a while until we get to season 2. Season 2 part B would be April. And unless they decide to pull a fast one on us and say there's a part C, then let's see, hang on. March is part A. April, May. That means I'm assuming they want Hoyoverse, the ZZZ team, either they want to release the season 3 a month or 2 months before season 3 begins. Yeah, that's my guess.
조합. 움직이지 마.
Oh yeah, as it turns out, the Raiden Shogun like lady in ZZZ, First off, she looks like one, but I don't think she's related because of two things. One, her element is ice, not electric. Two, uh, it has been revealed that, like not like a leak, it's actually shown in the latest story. Her arms are actually bind, handcuffed, shackles. So the way how she fights, she literally is throwing moon crescent shaped shurikens. But something tells me there's going to be a variation in which she's going to break free. Or maybe her ult will allow her to break free of those shackles. Temporary. But other than that, that's her main fighting technique. She is fighting with her arms behind her back, shackled, and she's just throwing ice shurikens. Or yeah, moon-shaped crescent blades. Interesting indeed. Ow. I only took that much. Oh right, Chidori's her thing. Her defense is really high up there. Characters with high defense are literally just unbreakable. That explosion only did so little damage. Meanwhile, Grandpa Zhongli can give you a shield. A good, strong shield. Well, but it's also scaled on how much HP he has. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chiori will never go back to Inazuma. There's a lot. She's right where she belongs, where her career pretty much shines. Because as you already know, Fontaine is based on the country of France, a city known for fashion. But I would like to see Chiori make like a small visit back. Someday. One day. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Oh no, I already did that. This one's already done, I think. Yeah. Is there any familiar faces in On-Crade? There's one. Yeah, I was just suddenly reminding myself about this event. There's now new they updated the Traveler's Tales. So you get to see some meet up with some friends, see what they're up to.
바르카를 암살하기에 충분하겠어. 바르카를 암살할 거야. 기사단장 암살하기에 영감을 찾고 싶어서. 앨리스한텐 이미 말했어. 앨리스도 나를 응원해주면서 바르카를 쓰러뜨릴 방법을 여러 제안하던데? 그 중에서 제일 현실적인 방안은 이거야. 몬디의 신상 민들레주를 술에 가득 가져온 다음에 바르카 앞에서 절벽 아래로 떨어뜨리는 거지. 그러면 바르카는 엄청난 슬픔으로 그 자리에서 기절하거나 다른 술을 퍼마시고 인사불성이 될 거야.
전혀 현실적이지 않잖아. 아니, 그보다 그렇게 무서운 생각하지 마.
소설은 원래 좀 과정이 섞여 있어야 돼. 특히 추리 소설은 더더욱. 도입부에 임팩트 있는 장면이 없으면 전개가 안 된다고. 내가 추리 소설을 시도하는 건 이번이 마지막이야. 아, 이나즈마에선 범죄 소설이라고 부르던가? 뭐 뜻은 다 똑같지만. 바르랑도 얘기해봤는데 소설 창작이 아니라 범죄 모의가 되어버리더라. 범죄 수법이랑
There's
틀린
somebody
얘기만
named
하고
Barbie here.
제대로 된 스토리는 전개하지 못했어. 천사 살인 사건. 범인을 찾아내지 못해 막다른 골목에 몰린 탐정이 사람들 사이에 서서 하늘을 향해 4대 집정관의 이름을 외친 거야. 슈! 파지직 쾅! 탐정도 범인도 전부 제가 되어버렸지.
그게 뭐야? 추리 요소는 하나도 안 들어가 있잖아.
들어가 있어. 탐정은 치밀한 추리를 통해 4대 집정관이라는 이름의 존재를 알아냈고 그 이름을 하늘에 외치면 죄로 변한다는 것도 알아냈거든. 그러니까 범인을 추리하기만 해선 새롭지가 않아. 더 창의적인 무언가를 추리해야 해. 선령 탐정이라는 주제도 생각해봤어. 탐정을 꿈꾸는 천사가 선령이 돼서 우연히 어떤 탐정의 조수가 되는 이야기. 선령은 사람을 인도하길 좋아하잖아. 그래서 탐정을 인도하며 사건을 해결해 나가는 거지. 난 꽤 재미있다고 생각해. 생각해보니까 선령 탐정이랑 천사 살인 사건이 기사단장 암살하기보다 더 재밌을 것 같네? 너무 디테일하게 다 짜서 이제 의욕을 잃었어. 그 많은 글자를 써야 한다고 생각하면 벌써 귀찮아. 대필해줄 사람도 없고. 천사 살인 사건이나 다시 구상할래. 탐정이 어떻게 이 진실에 닿게 만들지?
The
그냥
things that
예지몽이나
these
쓰게 할까?
high-ranking mages do on their spare time.
선령 탐정. 잠깐. 탐정이 기사단장을 암살하도록 선령이 인도하는 이야기는 어떠려나?
Are her leggings sparkling? Or they have like glitter effect? I think they kind of do. I don't think it should be any surprise. Should the day come when Nicole becomes playable, she's definitely going to be a catalyst user. She definitely does not look the part to wield any other weapon you can think of. Same thing with Alice. So it should be safe to say that Alice and Nicole are catalyst users. I haven't done these. What are they called? The Selene Chronicles quest. And because I haven't done these in a long time, there's a bit of
페리몬.
a little bit of confusion in continuity
무슨 곤란한 일이라도
because
있어?
this was supposed to happen before the big climactic battle.
혹시 너희 물? 너는 말라우스? 또 그림
But the weird
그리려고?
part is that this Chronicle thing didn't become available until after the update, which implies that, and it didn't even allow me to do them because of the current main quest that I was in the middle of.
밖에서 소재를 구하다가 무슨
Like
일이
that
있었나?
moment when Columbina escaped from the doctor's grasp,
아,
where she went
그치만 이
MIA.
모습도 나쁘지 않아. 예술가 같고. 아, 물감 말인데 저번처럼 색이 있는 물건을 가져다 주면 되는 거지? 기뻐하는 걸 보니 밖에서 좋은 영감을 얻어왔나 봐. 그것
Are we
이번에는
going to Fontaine? I
말라우스한테
remember that one
따뜻하고
daily
즐거운
quest where I had to
소리를
get this guy paint, and he just wouldn't stop. I mean, it was a daily quest. Is this a warm color?
이가면 되지? 벌써 그리기 시작했어. 심사위원 여러분, 천재 원령 화가 말라우스가 이번에는 과연 어떤 작품을 선보일지. 벌써 다 그렸어? 널 위해 멋진 소개 멘트를 해주고 있었는데. 아, 역시 이번에도 콜롬비나구나.
Excuse me.
여긴 노드크라이의 숲속인가? 동물이 되게 많네. 이건 아마 내가 서리다라이를 떠나기 전의 광경일 거야. 우와, 부럽다. 동물들이 정말 이렇게 너한테 모여들어?
I was just thinking the only time we've seen the Archons come meet each other was between Zhongli and Furina.
그럼 막 만져도 잘 도망 안 가겠네.
Yeah, I think that was like the only time. And I wouldn't count all those Lantern Rite animated cutscenes that Hoyoverse puts up, or those official illustrations of them gathering every New Year's. No, I don't think those are canon. Especially the fact that the twins are present in those official artwork. So
우리가 당연히 만져봤을 것처럼 물어보지 마.
it will be a while until we actually see that ever happen.
그치만
They do acknowledge their existence and what they have done. But yeah, we've only seen just between Zhongli and Furina. But they didn't really talk directly that much.
근데 페이몬은 조심해야겠다. 왜? 걔네 물기도 해? 나는 걔네 화나게 안 할 거야. 아니, 하늘 위리 조심해. 하늘? 응, 긴기 따오게는 작은 동물을 잡아가거든. 옛날에도 내가 당부한 후에야 원령을 낚아채는 습성을 고치기 시작했어.
Always birds.
그런 건 처음 만났을 때 말해줬어야지. 아직까지 안 잡혀간 게 기적이야.
I've seen them bald eagles carry even the biggest animals. It's terrifying.
다음에 긴기
Nature is
따오기를
scary.
만나면
Never forget
그러지
that.
말라고 전해둘게.
Nature always finds a way.
지금 바로 가서 말해줘. 안 그러면
And meanwhile, in the world of Pokemon, there's a balloon Pokemon that snatches children and takes them to the underworld. And they say Pokemon is all family friendly. Yeah, nah. Hey, don't forget, Pokemon also has Mewtwo, a Pokemon that should not ever exist because he was created by man.
동물이 쓰다듬으러 가고 싶어.
Until the next quest, I guess. Because I think there's like a bunch more, isn't there? Artist eyes, yeah. And then I can get, what is it? That's a player title card and a glider. I see. I think I was here last time. It's amazing what 100 gigabytes plus worth of a game can produce. In fact, I say the world in Genshin is bigger than God of War Ragnarok, and Ragnarok is 150 gigs. Meanwhile, Call of Duty be like, Would you like to install a game that's worth 300 gigabytes? I promise you it's worth it. It's the same game as last year's 300 that's also worth 300 gigabytes. And this is also coming from Activision, is also the same company that says we promise to compress our games in future Call of Duty titles. Yeah, when they say that, they mean we just can't do it. We have the dumbest engineers, and we just want you to just install Call of Duty for 300 gigabytes, please. Like, what the heck did they put into that 300 gig? What asset is taking up so much of every Call of Duty game files? Is it the graphics, the sound, the guns, the dialogue? Sir, I think there's a fire camp place blocking our way. Did he even light up? It didn't even light up. Now it did. What do you think that is? Mushroom soup? How high does this go? Very high. Oh, in case you're wondering if you're hearing the sound of the wind, yeah, that's my window. But at least it's not too cold, thank goodness. But it is raining a little bit. I don't know how to express it in words, but it's not something important in Genshin's case. But I just had like a little silly thought. So, lore-wise, you see the character, like you only see the traveler visiting, you know, one nation, one place after another. And all the characters, playable characters, they always reside in the city, nation that they live in. But then in a different headcanon, they're out here with you, traveling with you. They even have dialogues in which that make it sound like, you know, they're with you, joining you in your travels. So then it's like that's like a what if scenario. Like, what if these characters joined in your travels? And then, you know, they're out here helping you out, helping the traveler out here and there. That's why they probably and you know, that's probably why they have dialogues where they say their they say their dialogue when they use their skills and their burst, or when they open up chests. And then here I am trying to trying to get to trying to say a point, but that's the thing. I don't know how else to express it. It's like yes, lore-wise, the characters only reside in their home country. But then here, when they're playable, when you're in control of them, it's like it's a what if scenario where they join a traveler, and I don't know how else to how else do I interpret that as like a cool nod. Keep burning, ice plant. I mean, I guess in a way, like Charlotte, for example, lore-wise, she's definitely not a combatant, for sure. She's just a photographer, journalist, a good journalist. And yeah, obviously you wouldn't see her in combat whatsoever. But then here in this so-called what-if scenario, she's outside of Fontaine, not just gathering stories and getting the scoops. She's also helping you on your journey. And somehow, in some fashionable way, her camera actually does do damage. Like it's a game of Fatal Frame. Except instead of taking photos of ghosts, you're taking photos of your enemies, freezing them to death. Literally, freeze frame, get it? Ha! I see what you did there, Hoyoverse. Actually, I just found that out just now. Freeze frame. Actually, come to think of it, I guess in a way there are some other characters as well that aren't built, that weren't born to be fighters. And yet, in your what-if scenario here, it's like they do know how to fight. Yao Yao, yes, actually, she does know how to fight. She's being trained under, what's her name? Grandma Ping. Plus, there was a cutscene where she was doing some spear training. I know, lore-wise, she could fight, but not with the sword. Rather, her brain, big brain of mechanics, machine, robotics. Yeah. And oh, God forbid, we know lore-wise Dory is no fighter. But she can provide intel at a good affordable price. And obviously she's definitely, lore-wise, she's definitely not the kind of person that wants to leave her shop ever. But yet, here in your what-if scenario, she obliges to join on your journey.
실크처럼 연약하구나. 손 좀 빌려줘. 최후 통첩이다.
Oh, I remember I struggled against Mr. Hammerman because I didn't know what element was more effective against Electro. I thought it would be Pyro because of explosions. turns out no. In order to stop electricity, you must freeze it. And if you want another game that explains how ice can stop electros, Resident Evil 7. Or, hell, I think I've seen like science classes that actually, I've been to science classes that explain that, yes, ice can stop electricity. It stops the flow. In fact, hey, I've experienced firsthand what that's like. One time, my whole neighborhood, the entire city actually, went under a blackout because of, let's see, first there was snow, yes, major sub-zero temperatures, and apparently there was some freezing rain, and the cause of the electricity to go out was because it turns out all the wires were frozen, so they had to the engineers had to thaw them out. But yeah, RE7 was like another example of how you can stop electricity from running. Just freeze it.
청소 시작.
이건 필요한 무력이다. 최후 통첩이다.
No, why'd you take it out?
움직이지 마.
We need fire. Wasn't there a big guy here? Oh wait, no, only in the daily quest. Dragonspire was just barely scratching the bottom of the barrel of what the Cryo Nation's gonna be like. But I guess it's a good head start. Just to experience how to deal with sub-zero temperatures in Genshin, because I'm sure it's gonna come back. We're gonna go to the cryo region and we're gonna be freezing our butts off. We would have to find the nearest heating source, whether that be a campsite or fire, anything warm, or worst case scenario, fire will not work, but instead, Hoyoverse will come up with like a new mechanic that will make you use the region's exclusive mechanic to save you from being frozen. It's like fire is useless. Pyro abilities, pyro elements, sorry, that's not gonna work either. Because now you're gonna play with a new kind of fire. I mean, we'll see where it goes. What choice Hoyoverse will make. Either do this, or they're gonna come up with a new mechanic to help to, put you in a fight or flight moment. And of course, there's gonna be a moment where you're in the middle, you're caught by enemies in their eye range, and then you have to like fight between two things, frozen temperatures, and try to take no damage from incoming attacks.
순순히 항복해라. 움직이지 마.
I wonder. What about the items? There are gadgets that allows you to stay warm, right? Except I think you have to craft them. Yeah, like this one. Maybe that's like a optional thing. Albedo, are you in your lab? Oh, and of course, I just remembered this Dragonspire has a super blizzard area where the sub-zero temperature gauge increases. Aw, Albedo's not here. But he made a new painting. like down here. At least the waypoints give you warm temperatures. Oh man, yeah, that gauge just moves fast.
이건 필요한 무력이다.
Invincible frames. Wasn't there... I don't remember the big guy being here. But no, there was, not here either. Oh wait, now I remember. There is the Boar King.
사슴촌의 부품이 얼지 않게 관리해줘야겠어.
Oh yeah, sometimes even the characters have like comments on when it snows. And you already know it never snows in Fontaine. So in the so-called what-if scenario, it's like, what if they joined on the traveler's journey and they travel to snowy places like Dragonspire? Would they have a comment? Yes, they would. Isn't there a warm... yeah. But then it gets sad when you listen to their KO dialogues. Does this work? No, it doesn't home in on them. I set you free and you... that's all you do?
최후 통첩이다.
There are some rare dialogues, text boxes that you don't often see in this game. Some that would even joke. Oh, there he is. Some that would even, like, I guess in a way, joke. Ow. Dang, you hit hard. It's too far. You gotta continue to get burned.
널 체포하겠다.
Ow. Alright, free meat. And he will come back eventually. Maybe tomorrow. Oh yeah. I wonder, I think I marked it, didn't I? I think she's here.
날씨도 좋고 시야도 좋군.
I do like how they Hoyoverse added in some new optional bosses you can take on. Like this grandma. But I don't know, I forgot what her what do you call it? Like what her gimmick is, like what element I need to beat her. Let me just see. How do I trigger it again? Oh.
한번 실력을 보여봐라. 타모토 자, 조,
There's gonna be a message. I just want to see what the message is because I feel like you need a specific element to beat her. Otherwise, she'll do her desperation move and it will hurt like hell. You do not want to get punched.
추출. 움직이지 마.
Who you calling? Game's calling her a hag? Trigger frozen or use overload. Ah, okay. To break her battle armor, prevent armor from attaching. I don't have that. And actually, I want to know what.
최후 통첩이다.
Oh, whoops! I missed. What is this battle armor that they're talking about?
어디 한번 가단해 보거라.
Because I think she does like she does that straight punch,
청소 시작.
but she does like she does one that does like a longer range. Is that the battle armor? Yep. Damn. Like that.
조합.
Is it just a one-time thing only?
최후 통첩이다. 청소 시작.
I'm not planning to beat her. I've already beaten her once.
여기서 쓰게 되는 거.
I just wanted to see what her damage output is. I see. Okay. Okay. I think I've seen enough. But doesn't seem like she's... I say she looks a little readable. But yeah, if you want to have the upper hand against her, yeah, just like the game says, you make sure you have a team that can perform Overload or Frozen. Have I been playing the TCG on your free time? No. Like, the TCG thing is not for me. I can see the enjoyment. I played it for quite a while when it first debuted. But until eventually it just started to remind me why I'm so bad at TCGs in general. It doesn't matter what it is. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or even Genshin's TCG. Yeah, I'm not that great. It's really very heavily strategic. I guess that's why I'm so bad at it. Like, you have to really be careful on... Yeah, you not be careful. You have to really decide how to build a good deck. Especially if you're up against an opponent that has their own, like, whatever strategy they have. It's a general thought with every TCG. Like, you have a deck dedicated to, I don't know, like, providing buffs, supports, and trickery or whatever. While your opponent could be strategic in a different way where they preserve traps for a last resort or whatever. And yeah, that's no different with Genshin's TCG. I do like the splash art at least, so, you know. At least sometimes in a full moon, I would just go to the shop and get one of those limited edition cards. The animated ones, at least. Of only my favorite characters, and yeah, that's it. It's such a shame, too, because I do like watching some TCG. Specifically, The ones like Shadowverse. Like that card game, I like watching. I feel like it's somewhat downright simple. In fact, I think I played a game similar to that, or I think it might have. I think it might have just been Genshin. But no, I think there was something else. There was another TCG I played, similar to like Shadowverse and Genshin. But yeah, I just suck at it. Oh, and I wouldn't dare play online. Nah, at this point, people have taken Genshin TCG to a whole level that you have those kind of Genshin players. You have the ones that are like me that just focuses on just the main game, or you have ones that maybe balances time manage, focusing on the main game and the TCG, because Hoyoverse does have an official TCG tournaments. Of course, yes, you would have to bring your phone. There is no physical copy yet. I'm sure there's a physical copy out there somewhere, or maybe it's in the works. Who knows? Speaking of which, I do have the little Genshin TCG dices. I don't know if you can hear it. They're kind of heavy on when they're all together. Yeah, it's like the same shape, same replica. I don't think it's an official product. I think this one was like, like one of those stores that sells copycat gimmicks. But hey, it was still worth having. I think they were like $20. What is it? How many is it? It's usually 7 dices. Yeah. Has all the elements, including the neutral one. I had a thought where I was like, if I wanted to play Genshin and just roll the dice and choose my party members based on the element. In fact, I can just do that right now. But I'll need 4 instead of 7. Why would I need 7? Let's see. I'll roll the dice and see. Let's see. I have a pyro, cryo, an electro, and a neutral. I'll say neutral can be anything, but let me roll a second time. Just like in the TCG, you can roll twice if you find your first set not that great. Hydro, okay. It's like I've seen it from other Genshin streamers where they would pick a name out of a hat. And it's like, we'll choose this character just for funds to take on this boss in particular. Unfortunately, I don't even know how to do those name-generated roulettes. Or I don't know what kind of app I need to do that. So what is it? Pyro, cryo, electro, and hydro. It could be anybody. I'll start off with whatever pyros I want to try. How about we do the Sparking Knight? I haven't played Klee in a long time, and this was the cursed child that Klee was the first character that made me swipe my card. Anyways, cryo. Anybody of interest? How about Rosaria? Electro. I was actually thinking of Beto, so yeah. And who was my fourth? Fourth is cryo. I do need a healer. And I haven't picked Barbara in a long time, actually.
믿고 제게 맡기세요.
Klee's normal attack speed is now slightly faster. I didn't think it was slow, but when I saw the side-to-side comparison, I was like, damn, she was slow. And not only that, Klee now has a buff? Team buff of the sort? It's, yeah, the Hex. What's her... What's her Hex, thing? When Klee deals damage with normal attack, skill, burst, or burst, she gains 1 boom badge. That lasts 20 seconds. Each type of attack can grant at most 1 boom badge this way, and each badge has its own independent timer. While Klee has 1, 2, or 3 boom badges, her special charge attack, Boom Boom Strikes, deals 110, 130, 150 respectively of its original damage. Damn. I see. I don't think I ever heard the church bell ever ring. Well, to be fair, how long has it been since I last been up here? Too long, that's for sure. People didn't know, and I think even to this day they still don't know how grateful people should be for Barbara. A good early starting character, easy to grab in a gacha as well. Easy healer too. Easiest character to build. Simple healer. I say she's the best healer since when she activates her skill, every hit she lands, she heals everybody. But what people tend to mistaken with one of Barbara's passive ability, which, no, I think it's not a passive ability, it's a constellation, isn't it? Yeah, her C6. So people mistaken how her C6 works. She brings back 1 fallen party member right off the bat, and it's C6. Automatically revives fallen party, fully restores 100%, and has a 15-minute real-time cooldown. So yes, while that sucks, but that only works when you're in single-player mode. If you are doing multiplayer and anybody's Barbara in your team, it will not work. I don't know if it's a bug, if it's an oversight, but it's been 5 years. It is. I am sure it's not a bug. I even had people in that team chat saying, "Were Barbara not C6?" Like, obviously it was directly messaged to me. But I assure you, my Barbara was at C6 for a long time. And I'm not sure if that same logic applies to Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi also can do resurrection. Oh, but it revives all party members. How does that work? All party members? But Barbara only revives 1. But if 1 party member falls, doesn't that trigger it automatically? Or it has to be everybody, like all 3 to make it happen. But she only regenerates 50% of HP, not full. I mean, that's a trade-off between back then between Barbara and Chi-Chi. But yeah, I was called out thinking I didn't have a C6 Barbara. Well, let me tell you, whoever you are on the internet, or whoever was that person 3 years ago, My Barbara was already at C6 because, as I said before, Barbara is the easiest 4-star character you can gotcha. When she's up in the banner, at least. You'll be getting Barbara duplicates so easily, more than getting a new 4-star character like me. But then again, maybe that could be different for some people. But I swear to you, a lot of people have Barbara as their first starting character. Easy to grab, easy to get full constellation. And yeah, the resurrection only happens when you're playing the game single player. Multiplayer, that constellation doesn't even work. And no, Barbara cannot resurrect herself. That doesn't work. She has to be off the field in order to make that work. In single player. Sorry folks, but I didn't make the game that way. Hoyoverse did it. You want to complain, Barbara fans? You go straight to the Hoyo Lab forum and you tell them that right there. 5 years later. It's like, wait, you're just now realizing that? Watch your step. Don't touch the bombs. Oh, so that must be the badges. Or, no. No, I don't think so. I think that's her weapon. Not her main weapon, but that free weapon you get in one of the summer events. In a what-if scenario, Klee is free from confinement time, free from Jean's grasp, and now she's free to travel all over the world. If you thought bomb fishing was a bad thing, wait until she comes to Fontaine, destroys machines, swims, scares everybody in the neighborhood. Oh yeah, right. Klee's bombs can blow up ores. You don't need claymores to do the job. Klee can do it for you. And Alice better do the same. After all, they are mother and daughter. It's funny how even Alice is afraid of Jean. Varka is afraid of Jean. Grandmaster is just a ranking name. Alice may be a powerful mage, but all it takes is Jean's ice-cold stare and confinement room. One confinement room to contain the mage. And her daughter. I'm calling it now. By the time the mages, Nicole and Alice becomes available, Hoyoverse is gonna be banking money easily. Hoyoverse is gonna be swimming in a pile of cash. And it'll be a good month for them. Cards will be swiped. And real life and relationships, oh yeah, trust me, they're gonna get very sour. But, nah, not me, man. I'm gonna try to save my Primo Gems, and if I don't get the character, well, too bad, so sad. Wait until a rerun, is what I would tell myself. Gotta spend wisely, as most gacha games would say. But I don't think Genshin has that message, do they? No. Arc Knights does. And even, I think even, wait, Tower Fantasy has it? Or am I thinking of Honkai has that message though, actually. I think. I don't know. I hadn't touched Honkai Star Rail in months. I uninstalled it months ago. Yeah. The gameplay just started to get onto me in a bad way. In a way that made me feel like, yeah, I think I had enough. And nope, it didn't get any better. As I'm looking at Honkai Star Rail today, cutscenes are still silly, serious sometimes, and nah, even the gameplay doesn't save itself. Because I swear Honkai's biggest problem is that every time it feels like every update they provide, they throw in like this new buff with a 3-4 sentence paragraph explaining what it does, when you could just, skim through it and get a direct answer. And what's funny is that Honkai team did include like a brief description, and then later Genshin would get that too. But oh my god, it's like, Honkai, please, you already have plenty of buffs. How is this buff any different than the previous ones? Oh, that's right. It's no different because it just improves your attack. That's it. That's all it does. Your attack boosts, your crit damage increases. Okay. How, again, is that different than the previous times that buffs that says, oh yeah, your character will get a crit damage increase. Will have a better chance of doing crit rates or crit damage. And then sometimes even bosses have like funny gimmicks where it's like your healing will, your HP will go down to the negatives, but your characters won't die. But if you break the boss's stun gauge, then your HP will be back to full. Oh, that's great, but you already did that with one of the other previous bosses, and it's not even a weekly boss. It's like, what is the difference? Why are you including things that already exist, but you worded it differently? Why? And almost every offensive type character, like their ults are all the same. It's just AoEs that have flashy animations, which is cool, but it's just AoE, and all the enemies on screen takes damage. That's it. Everybody just does the same AoE, just different elements, different animations, maybe different damages because based on your build. But yeah, that's it. Now, sure, Genshin can be the same. A lot of characters' bursts can be AoE. But as an open world game, you have control over that. Like, you can place Rosario's burst right here in the middle. Send another character's burst and place it here. And yeah, in terms of the general combat of Honkai, since it is a turn-based game, there's no blocking, no time hits, no time blocks. You just watch characters and enemies do things back and forth. Which, yes, I get. I play plenty of turn-based RPGs. Pokemon, Mario and Luigi, Mario RPG, Final Fantasy, the classic ones. And Bug Fable, and Paper Mario. But at least some of them felt engaging. But the most out of them all was Mario RPG. A game where you're not just staring, watching. You actually have to press things to provide more damage or mitigate damage. Or do a perfect parry in what was it, Thousand Year Door. Which I could never do back then. I don't know how easy it is in the HD remastered. So that's like my personal take of what I wish Honkai could improve. I want the RPG turn-based combat to be engaging. Like, it's engaging when you're looking at whose turn comes next and when you should launch your ult and, you know, which characters to bring onto the field. Because God forbid if you bring in the wrong characters, because the enemy, the combat requires you to know the enemies and boss's weakness. Because if you don't have the character for that fight, let's just say you're only doing chip damage and you're most likely going to lose. Oh, did I mention you can't even use healing items inside combat? So you're forced to use characters that either provide shields or healers. Which, yeah, I mean, to be fair, Final Fantasy does that too. You need to have a white mage or whatever healer, right? Aerith. Great. Who's going to be your next healer in FF Remake Part 3? Now that Aerith is gone. Or is she? Anyways. Yeah. I want Honkai to have that. But I definitely can tell that's not going to happen. Why? Because it's on mobile. I mean, I'm sure mobile games can have timed hits, but in the mentality of mobile games, you have to play it with one hand. I mean, for good reasons, right? One hand. I mean, you can ask Nintendo. They also try to make Nintendo mobile games designed for just one hand. You got to do something with the other hand. In a game like Honkai where it's all about waifus, right? Anyways. Yeah, for the sake of mobile players, yeah, let's not have timed hits. We just have them press one button to do everything. So, yeah. Just ridiculous. Should have been timed hits. Because I can't tell you how many times, whenever I'm doing a grind session, doing the story in Honkai, I actually fell asleep. And the only thing that woke me up was my snoring. Yes, mother. It's like, oh, where am I? Oh, yes, here. And it's like, come on, please. Is this the best you can do, Honkai? At least Genshin and ZZZ keeps me up because I have to control my characters doing this. I can dodge whenever I please. I can jump cancel an attack whenever I please. I could do the sprint jump as I please. Switch characters as I please. Use a burst as I please. I mean, okay, well that one you can do the same in Honkai. But yeah. Can I do that in Honkai Star Rail? No. It would have been nice, really, to have like an option to command your characters to block. Because even bosses, when they do their desperation move, they do like a huge AoE damage. And there's always a good chance, if it's your first time, one of the characters is going to die. And unless you have a character that could revive a fallen party member, yeah, no, sorry, the game won't let you revive party members during combat. Yeah. I cannot name one turn-based RPG where you're never given a choice to freely revive a fallen party member. Pokemon lets you do that with a revive item. Expedition 33 gives you that option. Final Fantasy 7? Yeah, you know, it's called Final Fantasy games. You know what they call those? Phoenix Downs. And somehow, some way, Honkai be like, yeah, let's not give players the chance to use any healing items. They should be forced to play the game by our intent. Have a healer in your team, and that's it. But then again, or a preservation character, which are basically defense shielders, characters that provide shields, but you are still taking damage once the shield is gone. It's like, please. Can't you just throw in one simple update? One simple update. that lets players just take out their healing items and use it. That's all I ask. Even if I cannot get my timed hits. Can you at least do that, Hoyoverse Honkai team? Otherwise, Honkai will stand out as that one turn-based RPG that never lets you use an item. You're only allowed to use it when you're outside of combat. And it's like, what? Actually, now that I think I just remember a game that's just like Honkai Star Rail that just came out recently globally. What's it called again? Oh, Star Savior. So, from the same Korean devs of Counterside, if anybody knows that one. Yeah. The developers Counter B-Side, I think that's what they're called. They just relaunched the new game, Star Savior. Yeah, I see what you did there, Korea. Or Counter Side B. Or Counter B side. Yeah, it's another turn-based anime waifu collecting RPG game. And yes, I kid you not, it's exactly the same. I mean, not to say that, you know, unoriginal. I guess it's still... I guess turn-based RPGs are in the market. Yeah, I wonder why that is, Sandfall! Yeah, I just remember that game exists. And now we have two RPG games that won't let you use healing items during combat in a turn-based RPG. Sheesh, no wonder fish be flying like that. Oh, speaking of Korean devs, I think it was in the Xbox partner showcase. Yes, my longtime dream has finally happened. There is an actual... Well, okay, first of all, we've had plenty of Japanese hack and slash games with Japanese mythology. Then we had Chinese hack and slash games with Chinese mythology. And guess what now came next? Something that I was hoping to see happen. And boy, it took so many years. Yes, now we're having a Korean hack and slash game with Korean mythology. Except some people are calling it the third season of Kingdom. Some K-drama where there are... In the medieval times of Korea, where there are zombies. But yeah. About time. I mean, think about it. When's the last time you've heard of a Korean mythology hack and slash game? That's not... That is not Maple Stories. I mean, well, Maple Story is anime. But this one is like, you know, like the realistic kind of game. You know, like put it like Neo. In fact, I think that's like another name that people are calling it, like a combination. It's like Neo meets Onimusha, no, Phantom Blade Cipher, yeah, or Zero. But that's not coming out until next year, so yeah, tough shite for me, but I'm not, of course, like every trailer, I'm not completely sold. As much as I am thrilled, but I need to see raw gameplay. I am not easily sold on a game just based on some CGI trailer, or even if the trailer shows a bit of gameplay. But remember, that gameplay, usually in those trailers, they don't show you the HUD, right? It's just cinematic style, in-game gameplay. You should never be sold when you see a trailer like that. Rather, you should... At least the idea is to give you a first impression. Like, what to expect. That's fine. That's the normal standard. But once again, and it shouldn't even be rocket science to any game company, game developer. Obviously, you're going to have folks who are going to be skeptical on your first reveal of a game. Because, yeah, first of all, that was just a CGI trailer mixed with some in-game gameplay. And that's fine. But once again, that's only the beginning. The real deal is when you show raw gameplay, like a demonstration, like a Tokyo Game Show. Take Tokyo Game Show, like Team at Koei Tecmo's booth, they actually show you live presentation of their game, like that kind of presentation, where you actually see the HUD. You see sometimes the developers make mistakes, like nothing is staged, Black Myth Wukong is kind of like that, except they didn't show like any mistakes, player mistakes, like the player losing during a boss fight. I mean, I don't need to see that. I just need to see the gameplay in action. Hence, the definition of raw, where we have the UI, maybe some scripted moments like character dialogues that most likely will change in the final build. But again, that's why it's also about presentation. You want to sell your game, or sorry, not in that format. Like, show your game off in order to sell, in order to get them to wish list it. So yeah, but that's my take. How I would feel sold on a game. Like I said, my first impression on that Korean game. Actually, what is the name of it? Starts with an M. Like that first impression on that game, I was like thrilled and happy. Oh boy, we got a Korean mythology hack and slash game. I'm thrilled. But yeah, I need to see more. And since it's not coming out until next year, there's plenty of time to see how much they're gonna cook. Either they're gonna cook it right, or they're gonna overcook it or undercook it, and it's gonna be bad. Or even overhyped like Crimson Desert. Oh, that's what it's called. Musa Dirty Fate. Well, that's a name. Actually, you know what? It reminds the first look of it kind of reminds me of Wulong, with all the dead, burned trees and the zombie soldiers. Oh yeah, and of course, yes, it does have a parry. I guess it should be normal to, in your hack and slash game, to have a parry. I mean, I guess in a way, ZZZ has it. Genshin has it, with certain characters only. Like Beidou. Or that one time in one of the events where you played as the Traveler, and instead of using her elemental abilities, they give her a parry. Which sucks, because I would have loved to have that as a permanent function. But alas, you gotta... I guess Traveler has to stick to her style. His or her style. And then you have character exclusives that do have parries. As far as I know, besides Beidou, who else has a parry? Oh, Candace does a parry. Do any of the males? I feel like one of them do. I swear there was like another character that does parries, but no, I'm not seeing. I don't remember. I don't recall. Yeah, it seems kind of lacking there. There's not that many characters with parries. But then again, that's not really Genshin's main gimmick. That's more like a character unique gimmick. In Genshin, it's all about elemental reactions. Well, depending on what you're fighting up against. They still don't have a boat, right? No. You can't summon a Way Rider. Darn. One of these days, I wish to see some sort of Genshin spin-off where these soldiers can actually do something rather than be in action in a cutscene. And I'm just gonna say it straight up forward. They should team up with Koei Tecmo. And commission, no, not team up, commission Omega Force to make a Genshin Dynasty Warriors game. It could work. Or, well, I say could. I didn't say will. There's a difference on the wording there. In fact, what's funny is that in one of the events where you can freely create your own dungeon, except, you know, it was a limited time event, so, you know, couldn't even do it. You couldn't really do it anymore. You can't do it anymore. Somebody decided to spawn a bunch of enemies and fight them all at once. And then and the tag was literally just Dynasty Warriors. Or Genshin Cross Dynasty Warriors. But of course, they don't want to do that. Because, think about it. This is a live service game that has tons of characters to gacha for. And if you were to put not all, but most of these characters in a full price game where you just simply unlock characters by progressing through the story, it only feels rewarding when you unlock them, but then it's like, hey, guess what? You got the character without paying a money because there's no microtransactions. Unless the character in question was like DLC. In fact, there is only one game that I can name that pulled that off. Or did exactly that. You know Azur Lane? There is a PS4 and Switch game. It's also on Steam. Yeah, the developers went out of their way and thought, yeah, you know, we should make a console game starring the girls from Azur Lane in a full price console game. And yeah, like I said, you unlock them just by progressing through the story. And then yes, there were even some that you had to pay for via DLC. How do you actually get up there without the elevator? Is there no elevator? Did they get rid of it? Weird. Anyways. I remember when people thought that was the entrance to the catalyst. Or the chasm. But it turns out it was all the way here. Yeah, Genshin leakers, you were on the nose. How did you know that the chasm was going to be here? Well, whatever that path is going to be in the future, I hope it's good. Whatever that is. And still to this day, I want to know why. Who at the Genshin team in their office left Wait, hang on before I say anything further. Is it still there? Anyways, yeah, Azur Lane was the first gacha game where they decided to make characters unlockables instead of, you know, gachas and microtransactions. Did it work though? I mean, that was not the deal. I mean, that was not the point. The point was just to make a console adaptation of a game in full price and turn the Azur Lane girls from 2D chibis to 3D models. That was it. Oh, wait, sorry, I can't see it from here. I have to be in a right angle somewhere. Because I think I can see it from here. Oh, there it is. For God knows how long, somebody at the Hoyoverse team left that house. And I can tell that's a mistake, because look how it's sort of like no clipped through the ground and just like why is it even there? And it's right next to the low res mountains. Actually, yeah, the low res mountains. Or, you know, no, they shouldn't be called that. They should be called placeholder mountains, because these are the same mountains that was used for pretty much every area that you can never explore. Like, Dragonspire was that. Dragonspire was just that. It was just these mountains. So yeah, I'm calling these ones placeholder mountains. But really, who left that there? Why is it still here? 5 years later now. That's why I left the stamp there. So that anytime we get a major update, like what are we gonna enter? 7.0 or whatever, which is like not until, I don't know, August, September. I'm gonna come back here and see if it's still there. Or if there's any new updates to Leeway's locale, like how we got the Vale and the mountains here. If there's a new update, actually, you know what? Yeah, look, there's this one space here between Watasumi Island and Leeway right here. There's got to be something here, and the mountains above Ardvavi Valley. Oh, and then there's even a port here, a lighthouse port. This is where the exports travel through between Sumeru and Inazuma. And maybe Leeway. What if there's a harbor here? Or a port. Harbor. Yeah, no, it's harbor. This Leeway harbor cannot be the only harbor. There's got to be another one down here. And look at the way how the out of boundary shaped is, where there's this lump, and then there's even some, I don't know, a cliffside that looks like a path. There's definitely something afoot there, especially with that random ass house there. I think I only took notice that when Genshin was in its second season, I think. When Inazuma was around. Always take out the Hydro big boy. He heals. Go ahead. I dare you, go enhance. Yeah, that's what I thought, Tubby. So yeah, Azur Lane got a game on consoles that isn't a gacha game. Excuse me. But then again, there was supposed to be a sequel after that, but I guess that was never greenlit. Wouldn't you if you would you believe me that I bought that game twice? Yeah, I did. Well, for one stupid reason. So, because the Switch version has less censorship. That was it. I mean, I guess the other case would be like, you know, taking it on the go. And now with the Switch 2, yeah, the loading times are much better. The difference between the PS4 and Switch 1 was very noticeable. Aside of the censorship. Uh-oh. I'm getting a little too close to the boundary, out of bounds. I forgot what we were supposed to do in this area. I think it was just mostly a lot of treasure chests to be found, right? Yeah, and some puzzles to solve. But there's a pool. And high mountains to climb, because that was like one beautiful thing that I remember much about Leeway. And you didn't have that much stamina from the start, so you had to like plan carefully on how you wanted to climb up Leeway's Grand Mountains. That is, unless you had Venti, sure. Venti was the one character that people were blessed with, where his skill gave you the boost you needed. I did get him when I was like unclear what the how the gacha system worked. But then I was like, I don't know what came into my mind telling me, yeah, I'm never gonna use Venti. When I should have, at least for exploration, just to climb up those mountains. But yeah, I'm not sure how my brain worked back then. Oh, I missed that time. That didn't even hit me. That one landed. Oh, I bet you felt that one, big boy. Oh, I felt that one though. I was expecting to get hit from behind, but he got hit in the area. Oh, he ain't dead. Did you just miss? I was not even that far. I dare you. Actually, I don't know why I always get that habit. Like I want to pick up the items even as I'm in the face of combat. Oh right, no, I gave her a slight increase of her crit damage, and still that's not enough. Oh, whoops, I missed something. Funny little guys. Depending on what element you're dealing with, they could either pose less of a threat or maybe big threat. Out of all the elements, I'd say the electric one, maybe? Actually, I never seen how the electric ones fight, because I barely give them a chance before they pull off anything in a desperate situation. I'd say, yeah, the Hydra ones you gotta watch out for. They know where you're going to, which direction you're running, so they usually try to plant their little Hydro pump ahead of you, but it never sticks a landing. The rain, however, their rain, well, what do you call that? Rain dance heals all their allies really efficiently. So hence why I think they. I wouldn't call them I wouldn't call the Hydra ones like the #1 threat. The Geo ones, on the other hand, you better hope you have a bow user so you can knock them down. If not, maybe a Claymore user to bring down the pillar that they're standing on. Was there a pyro variation of these guys? Oh, speaking of pyros, make sure you don't have a pyro next to, with you when this guy shows up. He loves to burn. I do like how they have one sneaky move. Believe it or not, that thing does a lot of damage. But there is in no scenario will you ever get hit by this guy, because he only swings that when you're this close. Burn yourself! I dare you! Oh no. I want him to try to somehow burn himself. Oh, yep, there we go. Yes, you can try to manipulate his little summoning to summon Dendro all over him. But yeah, was there? I don't think there is a pyro variation, is there? We have a Hydro, Animo, Electro, Dendro, Cryo. I don't remember what the Cryo one does. I never gave him a chance to pull off something desperate. Yeah, we don't have a pyro variation yet. It'll be funny if he actually showed up in for some reason in the cryo region. Maybe the pyro variation of these guys will be your source of heat. Where can I find these guys? Oh, I'm curious to see what they exactly do. Problem is, I don't remember. I don't know where they are. Maybe here? Definitely, I only remember they were in Inazuma. But I don't remember exactly where to find them. And I don't think the Adventures booklet can tell me where. It'll just it'll just prompt me to a random variation of them. Excuse me. What time is it now? I lost track of time. 10. Oh, jeez. All right, let me Let me go find... Is that him? Let me see. I hope it's not, because he's gonna die real quick. Because I don't want to tango with the big boy either at the same time. They should have a crouch button. No, it's definitely not him. Oh, screw it. Let me get rid of him.
심판한다. 두려움에 떨어라. 심판한다.
I miss the days when we had characters where they would do physical damage. I only can think of 2 characters that excel on that one. Or 3, actually. Xinyan, Rosaria, and the Queen of Thighs, Eula. Yeah, anyways, let me... You know what? I was thinking of going against it, but let's see. Are they even in the booklet? Yeah, they are. We have one there and another there. Oh, they were on the mainland. There's one. No, 2 of them. Alright, hang on. Come on. Oh, okay, fine. You want to throw stuff? Throw it. Don't say I didn't warn you.
기운 차리세요.
They got one big boy there. Alright, well, let me see if I can just take out just those 2. And maybe only one of them?
도망칠 생각 마. 처단한다. 이게 세상을 멸하는 힘이다.
Try not to die on me. Alright, so yeah, again, I do know they placed those things there. But is that all they do? They place it, they dance, and then... How much damage? Damn, a lot. Especially if you're in water. They'll place another. You get up close, they'll do their melee. Get close again, they're gonna run away. Okay, okay. Now I see what they do. Yeah, again, I never give these guys a chance to even attack. Or do whatever their tricks are. But now I see. Never mind. They are the most threatening ones. Not the Hydra ones are, I guess, second for only healing. But nah. I think the Electro ones are deadly. Most dangerous. And then even beyond Avengers level death threat when you're right in next to bodies of water. Because holy shit, electro charge on yourself does a lot of damage. And if I thought that's bad, let's see what the pyro version can do.
심판한다.
Dude, you did a roundhouse kick and you still missed. Oh, today is not your day, boys. It's raining. Oh, shoot, but no, it's not a regular rain. It's thunderstorm. The Raiden Shogun is mad.
바다에서는 두려워할 필요 없어. 육지에서는 더 그렇고.
Somebody took her dango sweets. Uh-oh. If it was just raining, she's just probably we would assume she's just thinking of her past. But thunder means she's mad. Somebody had to better give her some dango sweets. It was you guy, wasn't it? You stole her sweets. At least when it rains, it's really nice and satisfying to take advantage of it. Freeze your enemies. Vaporize. Vaporize doesn't do much damage when it's fire and hydro reaction. It should be the other way around. But yeah, Electro and Cryo is my favorite. Actually, you know what? No, take that back. Dendro. When it rains, get a Dendro character ready so that all the Dendro cores can spawn. And since only 5 can exist at a time, any other Dendro cores that gets overlapped, the old ones explode, and yeah, expect a lot of huge damage. Because if your Dendro character's elemental mastery is high, that Dendro core explosion is gonna do massive amount of damage. Because I think the Dendro core, whoever spawns the core with the highest elemental mastery, that explosion is scaled on that. It is satisfying. Oh, I don't need a track anymore. New players have it good, man. We didn't have that tracking device. We had to use unofficial websites. You want to try that again? Yeah. Right, Beto doesn't shine with that parry. If you want to do more damage, it's all about that ult. Is that why her build is on this? Yeah, probably. Look what you did. Throwing that dagger. You want to try that again? Damn, even the range on that went that far too. These guys are funny. They only have 2 attacks. Throw a dagger at long range. They'll back away because they're zoners. But as soon as you get anywhere close to them, just one roundhouse, and then they back off, back into a corner where they can't run. But this is why they need the female variation of those treasure hoarders. The female variation, she wields an axe, and yes, we do have that variation that now in Sumeru. Problem is, she's slow and not that aggressive. Wait, this is the wrong hill. Wait, is it? No, it should be this. Yeah, no, never mind. I'm on the right hill. We have that axe variation. But this one was weak. She just missed me. How could you miss when I'm less than 3 feet in front of you? What kind of debuff did I just give you? Pocket sand. She only does like 3 things. That one major swing, and then she has a 2-hit combo. She backs off because everybody always loves to back off. In fact, day by day, I'm like slowly losing my memory on how the female variation of the treasure hoarder does. Also, I'm sorry, but that's pocket sand does jack. Is that supposed to blind me? The third, that the big guy, the treasure hoarder grave digger, his dirt covers more of the screen. Young lady, you need to use muddy sand. Then again, that wouldn't look pretty on her pocket. But yeah, no, I'm sorry, that pocket sand does nothing. The visibility. I can still see you. But what I do remember from what the female treasure hoarder can do, she can throw that axe like it's nothing. And the range, her strength power was, well, definitely better than the common enemies you fight. Oh, actually, I remember another move she does. She raises her axe and then does like a leap, charging a small leap jump towards you and slams the axe downwards, 2 hands. Why Hoyoverse is not bringing that back? I do not know. I wish I knew. But sure, a granny with a granny who can really knock down your HP in 1 hit. I'll take that. Superconduct. That reminds me, just to wrap things up, actually, did I even place a stamp? There was something I remember. I just remembered, I mean. Some sort of sword that was just sticking somewhere here. Also, didn't I already come down here? I swear I did. Yeah, this was... Yeah, I already did. I forgot to remove it. I think it was here. Somewhere nearby here. There was like a sword just laying somewhere nearby here. There it is. Wait. This one has a particular gimmick, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe to be on the safe side. Where? Ah, here. Homesick lone wolf. You have an animal. But what is your gimmick?
건너를 씻어내리.
내 이름으로 노래하렴. 짜잔. 걱정 마. 바위의 무게는 사람을 안심시켜.
Use Pyro Swirl. Ah, I see. Okay. Tactical Retreat. Pyro or Electro Swirl reaction. So I need an animal. I do have this swirl and that swirl. I'll just make a custom. Let's see, somebody I could... Frozen. And...
출정할 시간이다.
I think. I fought that wolf a couple of times, but I don't remember what format team did I use. Well, it's better to just go at random. Don't use the abilities just yet.
도망칠 수 없다.
빛이야. 걱정인 봄바람에 활활.
Well, at least it's not immune to swirl or animal in general.
훔쳐봐. 그대에게 얼음과 서리가 찡벌의 빛.
The risk of having Farina in your team. Alright.
눈바람의 형상.
Oh, it says Pyro. I don't know why I read that as Frozen. Pyro, right. I cannot read. Another tactical retreat. Pyro or Electro... Electro Swirl reaction. The risk of having Farina in your team. When she goes on the offense, everybody's HP drains. Well, yeah, that's practically every Fontaine character, or almost every Fontaine, where their HP drains. Let's see. Hang on. Pyro and Electro. I can already think of somebody who I can have for Pyro job on the side. Electro, yeah, that gets covered. Hey, you know what? No. Let's just go with this.
불의 신 마비카 참전.
Surprisingly, this is not even the fastest. That almost goes on the same speed as just sprinting, I believe.
고용 간파.
Keep healing going.
불꽃.
인상 쓰지 마.
하늘의 불꽃으로 벌한다.
Me battery.
징벌의 빛.
Reset that.
시작하지.
Alright, here we go. Wonder if I could... Oh, it just gets staggered.
타올라라.
고용 간파. 무념 단절.
야짱, 배짱,
태양이 나를 따.
마음의 편안히.
타올라라.
Alright, I think I see where I could get an opportunity to strike. Or use the burst.
징벌의 빛.
좋은 꿈 치료.
화염으로 뒤덮여라. 달려볼까?
Oh, this would have been perfect to have... Yeah.
너무 악의적이야. 걱정은 봄바람을 훨훨.
태양이 나를 따른다.
고용 간파.
정화의 불.
도망칠 수 없다.
Uh-oh. That thing does two hits on the bite. With so much particles happening, I can barely see what's happening.
인상 쓰지 마.
Uh-oh. Pyro's out.
태양의 포효를 들어라.
고용 간파.
정화의 불꽃.
That's 30. Well, according to the game, that seems to be 30% damage. HP left. Oh wait, shoot, maybe I should have waited for that.
도망칠 수 없다.
Alright, you're gonna do it again. Oh, there you go.
야짱, 배짱, 부탁해.
하늘의 불꽃으로 벌한다.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I should have done. But that I always get that mixed up. I'm gonna switch characters, ruin the setup. No, it's the shape of the sword. I thought there was a sword in here. Oh, wait. Yeah, there was a sword here. Now it's gone. Probably something to do with Farka's story quest that I did. But then what's the point of that lone wolf guarding it? There's nothing there. Oh well. Oh yeah, Hoyoverse continues to dogpile us with stronger, harder enemies. The old granny was one thing, but then you have those ones as well. They pale in comparison to some of the world bosses you fight out here. I mean, to be fair, they do have their own gimmicks. Gimmicks in which they strictly tell you, hey, make sure you have this particular element, otherwise you're screwed and you're gonna have to retreat. Which ends up becoming a waste of time, yes. But better to plan ahead and be prepared than just going in blindly and brute forcing it. You do that, the battle's just gonna last forever. Like me! Well, the same cannot be said about whale players. Whale players are a whole different case. They're the ones who will spend money just to fill the entire gap. Well, the only thing at least whale players have no control over is the artifacts. Wait, hang on a second. Why did she have that? Oh, never mind. Crit damage. Well, anyways, I think that should be it for today. Tomorrow, so yeah, don't forget tomorrow is the Genshin special program. Stay tuned for that so that you can get your hands on the redemption codes and know what's to be expected next month. And what else? Anything else? And yes, we are already at the end of March. We're actually done the first quarter of the year and now entering quarter 2, right? It's every 3 months a quarter. Yeah, every 3 months it's a quarter. So get ready for April Fools. And speaking of April Fools, yes, the Mario movie. Let's not forget about that. I am very much looking forward to seeing the movie. I haven't been to the theaters in such a long time. And here I am. I said so many times I wanted to go see the Iron Lung movie. Yet, could never find the time to do it. Well, I better make time for the Mario movie then. What else? We have the Mario movie, Genshin special program. I don't think there's anything else highlighted for April, right? I don't know. What does the Genshin dice say? 3 hydros and 1 geo. I'm guessing that means I'm expecting a lot of rain because spring. Not sure what the geo means. Hard? What's hard? Well, anyways. Let me just quickly check Twitter. The world of Twitter, where spoilers can happen. But, you know, all you have to do is just quickly scroll and ignore. Oh, okay, well, this isn't really a spoiler because the official Twitter post just posted something. But I'm not going to say what it is. I mean, again, it's not a spoiler, but yeah, thanks Nintendo, you already revealed something. Oh, right then. Is that the spoiler that you were trying to mention, Ratchet? I mean, I guess... No, it's only a spoiler if somebody other than the officials reveals something. But the fact that the official Super Mario Galaxy movie Twitter page just revealed something, I'm still not gonna say it. I'll say it, but okay. Oh yeah, you know that Musa game that I mentioned? I didn't mention who was developing it. Iggy Mob, Studio Iggy Mob. You know that shooter game? What's it called? Gungrave? Yeah, it's coming from those guys. Wait, they're talking about that game while they're also remaking their last game? Well, that's some multitasking stuff there. I commend that, but that's also dangerous. Silent Hill Fatal Frame collab. And it's free. Oh, that's cool. I still gotta go back and play Fatal Frame up. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's a demo for Tomodachi Life. So if you're curious about that game, you can try it out yourself. I never played any of the Tomodachi games. I mean the 3DS one. But I have heard a lot of good things about that one. So I'm a little curious how the latest installment is going to live up to that level. Ooh, it's very windy today. Sonic Racing Cross World Switch 2 Physical Edition is now available. Oh, I wish I had gotten that version, but yeah, Sonic Team took their sweet time, not only porting the Switch 2, but now announcing a physical copy. Oh well. But hey, if you're a collector for physical games, then yeah, at least there's that. You can get it on Switch too. Alright, nope, that's all from Twitter. Excuse me. What the heck? Oh, somebody's bringing back the NES classic Jaws. Okay, well, all right. Yeah, I remember when Jaws had a video game. It was like Atari level, ET Atari levels of failure. But what's funny is that there are better shark games. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did listen to the Wily Castle variation from Sonic Racing Cross World. Is it any surprise that they chose Wily Castle from specifically Mega Man 2? Of course not. Because when you think of Mega Man or Wily Castle, of all the Wily Castles, you would, or music in general of Mega Man, of any Mega Man tune, yes, the first thing you would think of, at least for most people, it would always be Wily Castle from Mega Man 2. It's practically Mega Man's, it's Wily's theme, but it's practically Mega Man's theme at that point, or up to this day. It's amazing how a game not made by entirely Game Freak, but along with Omega Force, that they would make a good Pokemon spin-off game. Pokemon Company probably looked at Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2 and said, "Hey, Koei Tecmo, we need the Dynasty Warriors team over here ASAP because we saw what you did. You made a great Dragon Quest Minecraft building game. So please make us a Pokemon Pokemon Minecraft game." And yeah, despite the price, people are actually loving it. Some people even try to resist buying a Switch 2 just for that one game alone. But resist all they could. They couldn't. They couldn't hold their own line. So they ended up buying a Switch 2 for a Pokepia. And I'll be honest, every time I look at that, I kind of want to play it. But yeah, not at the price that it's asking for. And speaking of prices, or something, or actually no, prices, there's a topic of prices. So I just heard from the grapevine, Nintendo got their results on the US sales for Switch 2. So despite having what they got from the holidays, a good sale on Switch 2, well, it turns out Switch 2 in the US was sold so bad that they had to cut production line by 30%. So I don't know what that means exactly. I'm just gonna assume that means they are aware there's already too many Switch 2s on store shelves. Why mass produce them? So just cut the production line. Is that what that means? Because because I can tell you for a fact, there are a lot of Switch 2s on store shelves. I just went to like this school supplier shop, and there were like 10 Switch 2s on the shelves. Or 8. I think it might have been 8. How many Xboxes? None. How many PlayStation 5s? None. Just Switch 2s everywhere here. And I'm like, okay. And then I went to an electronics store. Well, okay, the electronics store had a bunch of them in stock. But yes, there was a huge ton of Switch 2s on the store on the shelves. So, adding that to the bad news for Nintendo, is that what they mean? Like, because they know there's already too many Switch 2s, they had to cut production line? I mean, there's another reason why they had to do that, because RAMs. And as you already know, NVIDIA really costed both Nintendo... No, NVIDIA basically butchered Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, and Valve because of the RAMs. Because of AI. Because of the investment of AI, RAM prices are high, and companies like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft can't even get their hands on it. Get their hands on the RAMs to develop their next-gen consoles, to manufacture Switch 2s. So yeah, I think besides the lack of sales of Switch 2s, I think we can also freely blame NVIDIA. But pretty much, yeah, because Nintendo did not sell enough Switch 2s. Production line cost has to be down to 30%. Again, whatever that means, I'm just throwing assumptions what that means. But in terms of pricing, and no, the Switch 2 price is still the same. Apparently, there are reports that Nintendo is going to adjust the Switch 2 game prices. In fact, there's like thumbnails you might have already seen. Apparently, Switch 2 game prices will be different when you choose to buy either physical or digital copies. So straight to the point, physicals will remain the same. Digital will be $10 less. That's apparently what the reports are suggesting. I don't have the facts yet. The facts are not out there yet. It's better to believe in the facts when you see it for yourself. But until then, yeah, apparently that's what the grapevine says, that Nintendo is going to adjust the pricing on the Switch 2 games. And if that's going to be the case, trust me, people are going to flock over digital if it means buying a first-party game for $10 less than its original price. But would that be enough to save Nintendo? Honestly, no. Hell, even if there was a new Smash Brothers, a new 3D Mario game, a new Zelda 3D Zelda game, I don't think that's going to be enough to keep the Switch 2 alive. We have our new Mario Kart, and yet still that's not enough. Metro Prime 4, sure, we finally got it, but it turns out it's just okay. And I can tell you that it is just an okay game, as I did beat it. But it's not making me come back to play it in hard mode like I'm invested. And that's a problem. Unlike how Metroid Dread, when that game came out, I just play that game nonstop. I always do like new game runs just to do like speed runs, 100% completion. The fact that Metroid Prime 4 didn't make me feel that way, again, that's a problem. So yeah, even Metroid Prime 4's release did not save the Switch 2. I mean, the fact that it's even on Switch 1, yeah, it's like... And sold for less, why buy a Switch 2? Now, you're probably thinking to me, was it worth... Do I regret getting a Switch 2? I'll be honest, when I first got it, I was like, my wallet. But then, as of now, that regret is very bare minimum, because I think of the positives, such as in the long run, maybe there will be another Smash, and I'll probably get it. Switch 1 games now run better on Switch 2. And at some point, maybe I'll subscribe to the Switch Online expansion so I can play some GameCube and 64 games, at least with better performance. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, maybe some Switch 2 upgrades, but I haven't bought one yet, so yeah, I don't regret it entirely. I just only regret it. From the beginning, it was kind of like 40%. Now it's kind of like down to like 10% regret. And then the rest is just, at least I got it while the price is sitting at where it is now, because I'm sure because of Nvidia's latest cause, Switch 2 prices might go up. So, you know, it's like better to get it now before the worst comes. But yeah, once again, you can thank Nvidia for the disastrous situation we're all in now. And yeah, that this also does affect Xbox's Project Helix. Not enough RAM? Guess what? That Project Helix, when it comes out, imagine the price. And then when that price reveal comes, if it's too high, you know who to blame. I'm not gonna say their names again. But yeah. Oh, and PlayStation 6, yeah, well, that's not happening anytime soon. I know that for sure. And Steam Machine, well, that's gonna come out whenever it chooses to come out, because until Valve has manufactured enough for them to say, okay, we have a release window, yeah, we're not gonna see that anytime soon. And you know why. Anyways. Yeah. Anything else? No, I think that's it. Alright, so I will then see you guys in the next stream. And once again, make sure you tune into the Genshin Special Program while you can. Okay, well, it's going to be there for forever, but not the redemption codes. Redemption codes expire, I think, the day after. So, yeah, make sure you check out that, get the codes, and, decide whether or not the character is worth pulling. Whoops, sorry. We'll see. All right, see you, folks.